Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Katherine Kleiss, and today I want to talk about word salad. Word salad is a manipulative argument tactic used by the narcissist to confuse and disorient their victims. I want to discuss what it is, what it looks like, examples of it, and how to protect yourself from word salad. So, word salad, like I said, is a manipulative argument tactic used by the narcissist to confuse and disorient us. So they may start using nonsensical language or going off on tangents to get us off track of our argument or our position. They jump from topic to topic using vague language or making contradictory statements. The ultimate goal of word salad is to bewilder you or obfuscate you so that you feel like you're going insane. They may change the subject to blame you or use circular arguments. They may also just try to overload you with information or use complex language to confuse you. They could deny that they just said something or deny past conversations. You'll notice this is very similar to gaslighting, and it is extremely damaging and dangerous to the victim. The narcissist is going to use word salad when they feel threatened or when they want to avoid taking responsibility for their actions. You may find yourself questioning your own memory, recollection of events, or judgment. Let's talk about how they use word salad specifically to abuse their victims. So one way is changing the subject. The narcissist may respond to the question or concern with an unrelated answer or change the subject altogether. This makes it difficult for the victim to track the conversation and get their needs addressed. They'll just go off on a tangent and not address the problem at hand. Projecting is another way. They may blame you for what they're doing. For example, when going off track during an argument, they may blame you for not being able to stay on the point. They will accuse you of going off track when you're the one that's trying to steer them to the point. This goes into a little bit using that contradictory language, contradicting what they're saying and doing. Blaming the victim is another way in which they'll use word salad. The narcissist will turn the argument around on the victim, accusing them of causing the problem or being the real issue. Using circular arguments is another way in which the narcissist will use word salad. They may repeat the same point over and over no matter how you respond, making it feel as though the conversation is just going in circles. They will use complex language. They'll use complex or technical language to make the victim feel insecure, inferior, confused, or just making it difficult for the victim to engage in the conversation. Another tactic of word salad is overloading with information. The narcissist may lay out an overload of information, often disorganized, jumbled, and disconnected, making it really difficult for the victim to sort through the information of what's important and what's not. Gaslighting is another way. So you'll notice that word salad and gaslighting fall in line a lot with each other, and really one is part of the other, and both can be used. Word salad is a form of gaslighting in essence. So with gaslighting, the narcissist may deny that the past conversation ever took place or that the past ever took place and try to convince the victim that they're crazy or losing their mind. What they want is for the victim to question their own faculties, mental faculties, or convince the victim that they're just overreacting. They may start to pick apart the things that you're saying, so now you're arguing about what you said or the way you said it or the format in which it was said. What they're doing is picking apart sentences. It's minutia and it's semantics. They may try and bring up past events. They will try and distract you by bringing things up that you did in the past or that were done in the past, that you did or that they can blame you for so that they can stop talking about the topic at hand. And finally, the straw man tactic, which is them changing the intention of your words. And we'll talk more about gaslighting and straw manning in another video. So word salad can be very damaging to the victim for several reasons. One is confusion. The way that they use nonsensical language and disconnected arguments can leave the victim feeling confused and disoriented. They may struggle to understand what the narcissist is saying, leading to feelings of frustration and self-doubt. Gaslighting is another reason. Narcissists may use word salad as a form of gaslighting to help convince the victim that they're crazy or that they're overreacting, they're too emotional or too sensitive. It contributes to the feelings of powerlessness. After an argument like that, a circular argument with word salad, tangents, distractions, you feel powerless, as if you're unable, or together you're unable to effectively communicate your positions. You're left feeling confused and unsure how they don't understand your point or how you're ever going to get your needs met. This can eventually lead to feelings of helplessness and despair. And last, isolation. Word salad can make it difficult for us to effectively communicate our feelings and emotions with others, which leads to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and a lack of connectedness. We struggle to express ourselves and be understood by others, leading to a sense of disconnection to the outside world. To protect yourself, as always, from any of the narcissist manipulation tactics or argument tactics, it's number one, important that you educate yourself on the tactic. It's essential that you can recognize it and the warning signs of it in order to protect yourself from it. You need to set clear boundaries and assert your own needs and wants. To protect yourself against word salad, it's really important that you stay focused on the topic at hand and don't allow them to get you distracted with their tangents or circular arguments. Keep your emotions in check and do not take the bait. A helpful tool will be repeating the main point in your head to yourself, like in your mind. Whatever you went there to talk to them about, just having that on repeat in your mind and being aware that this is a tactic, right? So you're repeating two things. Tactic. Say the main point is, I want apples for breakfast, okay, right? So you're like, in your head, apples for breakfast, apples for breakfast, apples for breakfast. And then they're gonna bring up like, okay, well, you had a boyfriend 2 months before we started dating, so you didn't even respect me or whatever, right? So tactic, apples for breakfast, apples for breakfast. However, it's essential to remember that arguing with a narcissist is never productive. There's never winning an argument with a narcissist, and there's never a way to get anyone to understand your perspective whose mission it is to misunderstand your perspective, right? So this really isn't a priority to argue with them. This is a priority to protect yourself from them. This isn't a tool to get them to hear you better or to communicate more effectively with the narcissist, because that just doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. And remember that you are not to blame for the narcissist's behavior. Word salad is just one of the many tactics that narcissists use to control their victims, to blame their victims, to avoid accountability and responsibility for their own bad behavior. This has absolutely nothing to do with you. This is a them problem. This is something wrong in their own mind and development. Finally, it's important that you seek help, okay? So with the narcissist abuse, it is constant invalidation of your self-esteem, your self-worth, your reality, your memories, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and who you are, right? Your entire identity. Past events, conversations, right? It's just a lot of denial and invalidation and avoidance. So you're gonna wanna seek support through healthy validation. Therapist, a coach, healthy friends, support systems, okay? Because one of the goals with narcissistic abuse is to isolate you, because then your mind is easier to control and confuse, okay? So you wanna really prioritize grounding your mind in reality. And that means digging into these videos, constantly watching this research, signing up for the programs, hiring a coach, getting into therapy. By educating yourself and seeking support, you can begin to heal and break free from this toxic cycle. I hope this video is helpful to you, and I hope to see you back, because there are so many more tactics and I'm here for it and I want to talk about it all. So if this was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you back next time.